Hey everyone, my name's Walter and we're back here with some hopefully fresh content from Reddit. Today we're here once again to talk about the nice guy. The only requirement for this is being a man who calls himself nice while simultaneously not being very nice. Let's just begin immediately with nice guys from Reddit. These posts come to us from Reddit Nice Guys. Am I the asshole for calling my friend's girlfriend a gold digger? So she was my ex first. In 2021 we dated for 3 months. She was like a fantasy to me, very intelligent, data scientist, ex-software engineer, and I was constantly in fear she would leave me. I'm a business analyst, didn't make as much as her and not as attractive as her. I felt like I had gotten my dream girlfriend and I was scared she would leave, so I did everything I could to make her happy. I bought a new car because she didn't trust my old car and would insist we had to ride in her newer car. I bought a new expensive mattress because she said my bed was lumpy. I even tried to get a new job because I wanted to be good enough for her. I had been single for years before her, and I really thought she might be the one. I've got to feel like thinking you're not good enough for her all the time might not be the best dynamic for a relationship. But it gets worse, of course. Then she broke up with me, told me we weren't compatible. I know she didn't see me as good enough for her. I know she didn't consider me her intellectual equal. Whenever I didn't get the things she was talking about, she would get annoyed. She wanted me to talk to her with the complex math she was working on, and I didn't get it. How is she supposed to think he's good enough for her when he's made it abundantly clear that he doesn't even think he's good enough for her? I was devastated and was depressed for a long time. It got worse when she got with my childhood friend, 6 months after we broke up. He's a doctor and was a physics major like her, and it's killing me to know she went to him because he's clearly more successful than me. We had a mutual friend's wedding to go to near the holidays. I was a bit drunk and she was telling the bride she and my friend just bought a house and she was going to be moving to this really expensive neighborhood in our city. She was showing her photos to their new house and I just couldn't hold my tongue and I muttered that she was a gold digger who tricked my friend into buying her a house. They overheard me and my ex got really angry and called me an asshole, among other names, and the bride told me to stay away from her, my ex, and I left before the dance to not cause a scene. I feel like she is stealing my friend too. I don't have many, and now that she is dating my friend, she is going to all my friends' get-togethers, and I'm not feeling like I can go. Oh, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. And I say this as someone who knows a few things about getting drunk and talking shit. This guy's way too obsessed with money. He doesn't even have a bad job, but he's still so insecure about it. I can probably understand why you'd break up with someone who isn't able to understand the things you're passionate about, though. To be honest, it doesn't even sound like it was just the intelligence difference. This person just seems full of self-loathing, and probably is a bore to be around. Also, screaming I tried to do everything to make sure she didn't break up with me just screams of overly clingy behavior that would absolutely wind most people up. Yes, it wasn't the actual intelligence difference, it was that it bothered him. I've dated men like that. It's horrible. Incels are a tiny portion of the male population. Most men aren't deeply hateful or resentful towards women. They just want love and a woman to care about them. That word incel is just thrown around as an insult towards any man who struggles with women. Most men go through dry spells and rough patches when it comes to dating. The real question is, why do so many men have trouble finding partners these days? I do believe in taking responsibility for your own life, but I also believe that the current structure of society creates men who aren't deemed attractive to the bulk of women. When women have police to protect them, jobs to pay their own bills, attention and validation from social media and dating apps, this renders many men useless to women. I've noticed how visual females are, especially here in the West, when it comes to who they date or sleep with. I don't believe women were this fixated on man's appearance decades ago. Back then they relied on finding a good man to take care of them. Nowadays they no longer need that, so they just get to go with whoever floats their boat with very few consequences for their actions. First off, he's right about the word incel being thrown around too much. It gets old. But is this essentially complaining that women have a choice in who they end up with? That last part, without consequences for their actions, is the main takeaway. There's nothing these people relish more than a woman that was put in her place / knocked down a peg. Nowadays, they just get with whatever floats their boat. Oh no, they get a say in their partner and don't have to marry someone just because their father received a cow in exchange. Dear older males, please stop hitting on the younger females in the drive-thru. Get your order taken, pay, get your food, and leave. This isn't a dating service. Thank you. Serious question though, because commenting was turned off. I don't understand how this can be such an issue when this used to be the norm, to get dates, especially in the older male's generation. You know, before we had cell phones in our hands 24/7. In my opinion, you should be flattered and humbled that someone taken a notice to you and would like to get to know you. I'm just honestly concerned where this society has to use the Tinder or Bumble or the Grindr. I think that's the thing, we'll fact check later, stuff nowadays. What happened to the bumping into somebody and stuff taking off from there? Normalize being social again, and normalize being a sociable community. Just my 2 cents, please flame on. Flattered and humbled. That's not how you feel when someone you aren't attracted to asks you out. It's fucking awkward. I worked in fast food as a teenager before the online dating era, and can assure this guy that the girls I worked with didn't want to get hit on by gross old guys then either. It's not a sign of the times. I now qualify as the gross old guy and very much stick to the philosophy of order, pay, say thanks, and get the fuck out. Wow, look at this story. Had one dude that knew every car all of us women drove to make sure we were safe. When I got a new car, if I saw his car in the lot, I'd park on the other side of the lot and walk so he didn't find out what my new car was. My department manager used to hide in her office with the lights off. I don't blame her. He actually followed her home one night and definitely fixated on her more than the rest of us. If he was coming, because when we tried to ban him, the store manager said, "He's a paying customer." When he found out I was moving after college, he asked where I was moving to. Even though I was planning to move 3 months after this conversation, I told him not sure yet. I absolutely knew where I was going. Top moments with him. 1. Tried to hold my hand. 2. Asked my assistant manager and a shift supervisor to marry him. Asked them at the same time. 3. When shift supervisor's now husband asked Creep to stop harassing all of us in our place of work, Creep asked how DH knew about that. 4. When he stopped seeing my first car in the lot, he offered to buy me a new car if I'd go to dinner with him. Edited to add. The male coworkers in our department felt for us and encouraged us to hide so they could help him to save us from being harassed. I was hiding in earshot one night. Creep asked why none of us girls were getting scheduled anymore. Dude couldn't tell the truth. Creep would go to store manager and complain we weren't friendly if we didn't put up with his harassment. So he said we all transferred to different stores and only occasionally covered shifts at our store. And this woman says that she would get hit on over the phone while working at a call center. That has to be a whole new level of desperation in my eyes. Hey, you there? Hello? Wow, you're gonna ghost me after one date? I see how it is. Literally, I treated you right, and then you won't even answer me after one date? Goddamn disgrace. I don't know why I even gave you a chance in the first place, going out with a cockroach like you. Honestly, I shouldn't be surprised. Nowadays, women just want to chase after assholes with shit for brains. Stupid bitch. Fucking whore bitch. Okay. Well, it's good to know I dodged a bullet. Good night. Oh, now you're gonna block me, are you? Like all the rest, you brain-dead Go ahead and do that, I don't care. Never should have spoken to you in the first place. According to the OP, it took exactly 9 minutes and 38 seconds from the first message to him completely losing his mind. It is so annoying for me to watch men being this emotional over nothing. It took him 9.5 minutes to snap like that? Holy crap, I'm surprised he made it through a whole date. Dodged a bullet is fucking right. Now it looks like we're going back to Am I the Asshole? It's quite popular. Am I the asshole for renting a flat opposite my coworker's house? My coworker, female 33, and I, male 43, used to get along great until a few weeks ago when she suddenly became very cold towards me after work night out. I asked her out once or twice, but she rejected me, so I gave up, figuring that if she changes her mind, she knows where to find me. I understand a bit when high school guys ask out the same girl multiple times, but this guy's 43. The same age as Lucas Werner, in fact. You'd think he'd know better by now. My lease was coming to an end and I needed a new place to live. Through grapevine, I found out that a flat directly in front of her house was for rent immediately. No wait, so I grabbed it. Just to explain it a bit, the street is 2 long rows of terraced houses directly facing each, with each flat above ground level having a huge bay window. Awesome flats, so I signed the lease immediately. My bay window is right in front of hers, which shouldn't be a problem. It's not my fault she doesn't use curtains. I use the big room as kind of a sitting room mixed with my gaming room, and I set up my computer and desk directly by the window. So when I am gaming, I look directly outside. My god, we actually know what happened. He said that she couldn't take a joke, but that's all we have for details. Could he really be doing all this on accident? He must be making her feel uncomfortable on purpose. As I said, this shouldn't be a problem. Plenty of people do that. She hasn't said anything for a week or so, not sure if she even knew that I lived there. But recently I saw her looking at me and I smiled and waved at her. She made a strange face, waved back and left the room. She's been telling everyone at work that I am a creep and a stalker just because I rent a flat in front of hers. I am considering going to HR because she's been slandering me all over, but wanted to double check if I am in the clear. Am I the asshole for renting a flat directly in front of hers? I'm a guy, and I'd be creeped out if someone that was trying to get close to me rented out a place opposite of me. And from OP's description, he rented it out because it was opposite to her. Like, not I rented a place and later discovered. Can't believe someone in their right mind would post this. I moved and later discovered that a very casual acquaintance lived in the same building, and that was really weird for the both of us. I can't even imagine how creeped out I would be by OP's actions. Also, so much justification for how he did it. It was just such a good place, he couldn't pass it up. Not his fault that she doesn't have curtains in that spot. Anybody would set themselves up in a spot where they would be positioned to look through a window and see into her apartment while gaming. She didn't know he was moving there, but he knew she lived there and didn't once mention it to her. And then saw that she didn't have curtains while deciding his room layout. Saw her looking at him and just smiled and waved despite not knowing if she was aware he lived there now. Yeah, he's like, if you think about it, it's completely plausible that someone doing this same thing might not be a creep. Okay, one more post for today. Friendzone. Why do people think it's okay for them to act like they like you, and when you start catching feelings, they pull the, oh, I just want to be friends thing? Here's a little tip, ladies. Some men do start catching feelings quick. Not all, but some do. But I guess oh well, cause I'm sorry guys, but our feelings don't matter. Hence the reason why the male sucked rate is up. And no, I'm not saying I'm gonna kill myself, but that is a part of the reason men kill themselves. So do all men a favor. Don't act like you like them if you have no intentions of any kind of relationship with them. Isn't friendship a kind of relationship? It's not like women are always sure what they want from the start either. Be nice to a guy, leading them on. Don't be nice, stuck up bitch. A couple of great options there. But that is about all the time I have for you today. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you have something to say, I sure hope you let me hear it in the comments. I like to read those when the video's new. If you're new here and want more content like this, consider subscribing because I'll hopefully be uploading more in the near future. Big thanks also to my amazing patrons who support me more directly over on Patreon. It really helps me pay my bills. Let's shout them out by name because I said I would. Jimmo, Ennui Blue, Levon, Maxo11X, MDB3000, Chris Sturman, Bumbus McDunga, Alberto 2001, Bethy Williams, Big Mike Shirley, Cacti Lady Wither, Cho, Daniel Della Penna, Don Smith, Deborah Douglas, Ouroboros, Sammy, Sandyman, V stands for, Wernology, William Ash, Zephyrin, Psychic Kumquat, Alex Anakin, Alan Fang, Knit1 Code 2, Lil Spoon, Ms. Mayhem, Francois Tremblay, and Petulant Panda. Thanks once again, I will be back soon probably. I have nothing else to do at the moment, and there's a few things I want to talk about. People, in fact. So I'll see you then. Have a great day, everyone, and try not to hit on teenagers who are being paid to serve you.